Cody versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, you're going to forget freaking... You better not forget.
No.
Freaking
No. Check this out.
Oh.
Cody versus Seth. Do you know why I say that? The reason I first said freaking Rollins is because that's how he's listed on WWE. So I went and checked out all the results for WWE, and it literally said Seth in quotation marks freaking Rollins.
Yeah, that's his...
Yeah, but come on, it's like
name.
I don't know why that bothers me, bro. But the reason I wanted to say Cody is because Cody is over. All I need to say is his first name, and we know what's up. Seth
hell yeah.
is over. And this is just like literally just being over the top about it. These two are over. And Cody has gotten his ass over. And if you listen to the podcast with Cody, he talked about what it meant to be over. And considering by Cody's guidelines, Cody is motherfucking over. And Seth Rollins is over. And I would just like to preface this match by saying that these two work so motherfucking well together that it's, next level beautiful to watch. I do have some bitching to do about it, but it's next level beautiful.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not often when we get two people that are over against each other.
Well, yeah, just listening to the crowd, man. Listening to the crowd, they were so in there. There was a chant, "This is awesome," which was well warranted in the match. It made sense. It wasn't like they were just saying that because that's like how AEW crowd works. They were really, it made sense at that point. It was good, man. It was surreal. But we'll get you a little more into details.
I just noticed we have Advocate is here with us.
No BS?
And I'm getting yelled at on Discord.
You're getting yelled at?
Yeah, I didn't have it. I wasn't looking at Discord.
Oh, who's yelling at you? No BS?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yelling at me.
I didn't think he wanted to hang out with us anymore. Why is he yelling at you? I'm not seeing Discord. Hold on, I gotta pull up Discord. Where is he? Jawbers on YouTube?
Well, he's in the Twitch chat and.
Oh, dude, I'm not on Twitch.
And also our chat on Discord.
What's he saying? There it is. I hear something.
Let me in.
Let me in. Let me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Let him in, man.
Get in there.
Oh, he's going to eat. Yeah, he's going to fucking kick it. I didn't think he wanted to hang out. I don't know why I thought that. Probably because we haven't been on for a while.
There we go.
Yo.
I don't know why you thought that either.
Wow, that's real time. I saw the message you posted for us. And I was like, dude, it's been like 6 days. I don't... but we're in the middle of talking... we just kind of got started on Cody and... You've been listening. On Cody and Seth. And they're... Frickin' Rollins. What the hell? That bothers me. It's like, listen, if you earned that nickname from the people, that's great. Let them chant it. But if you're like... Same thing when they took Matt off Riddle. It's like, why? Like, but whatever. That's minor.
They don't want the kids to Google and find out that he's trouble and shit.
But what did he do?
It's legal stuff.
Oh, Jesus. He's
Face the company.
he defaced the company. How?
Well, you don't want people seeing your employees' personal stuff. So take out your first name, and they'll just Google Riddle. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they Google Riddle and they see on Wikipedia it's Matt Riddle. Like,
What's the difference with Seth when he was having that affair and had his nudes leaked online?
Yeah.
what?
It doesn't bother me. So.
Seth had nudes leaked.
Yeah, I can't remember who he was dating, but he was dating somebody and then also dating some chick from NXT, and the lady, his first girlfriend, found out about it, started posting his nudes online.
Well, there you go. Don't send anyone your dick pics. Unless it's huge, then go ahead.
Huge.
Yep. Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth Dick and Rollins.
Dick him. Yep. Well, this match, it started out. I mean, this was like a wrestling match, but it was very high paced. There's not a lot of complaints I had about it. But I have a lot of notes here. But the way they were trying to lock up first, then they started with reversals, armbar reversals. Cody drop on his back trying to punch Seth, but Seth moves out of the way. So they were playing that whole big thing on how Seth is ready now. He has Cody scouted, and he knows how to wrestle him. And that was pretty awesome, man. That was pretty awesome to watch. But yeah, just like as a casual fan though, like if you're just watching wrestling, you don't know like their moves, or you just don't know their movesets. Like they can kind of get lost because they're also kind of depending on you knowing the match from WrestleMania, like move by move in order to kind of play up the story in this one. So I have some notes about that too, but it was a great start.
One thing I do remember was when Rollins slapped Rhodes in the back of the head, and Rhodes just turned around and freaking just
Claps.
sucker punched Rollins right in his face.
Oh, when was that?
I don't. It was earlier on in the match.
Well, Cody was actually clapping for Seth, knowing his moveset and being able to reverse it. So they started out with some reversals, sped it up. They got out of each other's way. And Cody clapped for Seth Rollins. So it was a great start. Seth was getting cocky. This is one thing that I noticed, that Seth took his time more than Cody did. There was a kick out at 1 at the very beginning. So it was a clothesline right outside of the on the apron. No, not on the right outside of the ring. And Cody spun 360. That was a hell of a clothesline.
Oh, yeah.
And Cody kicks out at 1. That's like every time I see a kick out at 1, I'm like, this is going to be a good match.
Right.
Yeah.
It should.
Are y'all watching this on the cock?
What's that?
I was next to it.
I was gonna say, are y'all watching it on Peacock? Is that where you're gonna watch it? Or are you just talking about it?
We're talking
We're
about
talking about it.
I didn't know if you were gonna rewatch it.
Dude, I have move by move. I have everything written down. I have notes.
Yeah, this is like the recap.
So do you like the? Well, it's a review. We don't have Dang, I don't have no BS on here for no BS for toilet papers. We'll have to put no BS toilet papers on there too. So we're grading it 1 through 5 on toilet papers. The more toilet papers, the more the shit. The more the match was the shit. Okay?
The more the shit, as in a good thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
More toilet paper is the better.
Oh, okay.
So Rollins, he has the advantage in the beginning, and then Cody versus they go back and forth a little bit, and then we have the front superplex on Rollins. What do you guys think about Cody actually holding people up for the superplex? Holding them long.
Like that, man. I have no issues with it.
You have no issues with it?
No, I mean you don't see anybody that's not Bobby Lashley or super like overly strong guys do that. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, like those type of guys. But coming from Cody, and not saying that he's not a strong dude, but it does showcase his strength, which is good.
Nothing, no BS?
It's a smart move.
I agree with what he said. And even like Lashley and them aren't doing it as often as they used to.
Right.
Then
You see-
again, Lashley's feuding with the big ass guy.
Lashley needs to fucking superplex Omos. He needs to Goldberg that shit instantly before it just turns out into him getting squashed. But that's next match. I actually think that this is more psychological, what he's doing, which is he's letting the opponent's blood rush to his head.
Right. Yep. I was just gonna add that.
Yeah. So I think, because he's not necessarily trying to do it like a power guy,
Right.
So I think Cody's Cody wants it. He fucking wants it. There's only one thing that really pissed me off in this whole match, is Cody's super kick. So here's the deal. I counted. Let me see here. Just 1 second. I have notes. That's 1, 2, 3. All right. So here we go. There was in the middle of the match, Cody was on his knees, and Seth Rollins delivered a Enziguri super kick. And Cody sold this for 40 seconds. It took 40 seconds before Seth even picked him up to go for the pedigree, I believe. Cody super kicked. Let's see. So what happens? So as they bounce, so Cody, let's see. Okay, Cody is selling hard. Okay, Rollins beginning to get frustrated. So Rollins climbs the rope for a moonsault. Cody rolls out of the way and super kicks Seth. So Seth lands on his feet, and then Cody super kicks Seth. And then he climbs the top rope, and Seth wakes up, runs to Cody, and superplexes him. So that super kick that he delivered to Seth was about 10 seconds. And it's not like Seth was selling it, but they were just going so fast that Cody just went to the next spot. And I was like, this is nitpicky, but the super kicks really fucking bother me. When if you're going to sell it for 40 fucking seconds towards the beginning of the match, and then you don't let your opponent sell it, I understand they're going at the pace, but, man, it was just like, it bothered me. I wrote, I think Seth Rollins, should open up a school for super kicks.
The difference in a WWE super kick and an AEW super kick.
Exactly. To a fucking T. Because I wrote, it says literally, Cody went to Young Buck super kick school.
Mm-hmm.
And
you get super kicked and then you hop right up.
That was, but the pace that we're going at that spot, like Cody didn't really have a lot of time. So like, why do a super kick? Why not just do an elbow or some shit, or just punch him. Because, 10 seconds is not that much for, you just super kicked him, man. And one thing I noticed is that Seth took his time after doing specific moves or more high devastating moves. He took his time. He played the crowd. Cody rushed a little bit. Like Cody was just like, he was a little more intense. He was like flying around, but that's really the only nitpick thing I have for this whole match. So
that is character based. Seth being egotistical, so that's why he takes his time and tries to get the crowd reaction, while Cody is just, I want to win this match.
yeah,
He doesn't waste the time.
yeah, but maybe he needs to wait a little bit. Maybe he just needs to give that sell a little bit, or choose a different fucking move other than a super kick. And I fucking have nightmares of super kicks. And it's not the super kick, it's people just getting right back up and getting super kicked again. And it goes for like 30, 40 fucking super kicks in a row. And I just see the Usos and I see the Young Bucks and I sweat. I sweat. I shit the bed sometimes, man. I can't handle super kicks. I have a problem with them.
Amber Turd reaction.
Well, I'm not gonna comment. Yeah. Hey, could have been. She could have snuck into my bedroom and took a shit. I don't know, man. I don't want to say anything, because what if she didn't do it or something, and people are just talking shit.
She actually shit on the bed. I don't know about all the rest of the stuff going on, but that
Allegedly. It was confirmed?
Yeah, she didn't
geez.
deny it. She was like, yeah, that. Well, she blamed it on the dog, and then later on, she's like, yeah.
God bless her. That's a freak right there. God bless her.
She said, quote unquote, it's a prank gone wrong.
Very wrong. Yeah, this that's like hazing.
Mm-hmm.
She fucking hazed. But anyway, I don't know what else to say about this match. These guys fucking work so well together. They didn't miss a fucking spot. And then I thought it was cool when Seth used when Seth used Dusty's punches,
Mm-hmm.
and he went for an elbow and ran right into Crossroads. I thought that was awesome. And then, towards the end, Cody picks Seth up for another Crossroads, but gets kicked in the head. Couple of reversals. Seth rolls up Cody, goes for the tights. Cody uses momentum and rolls Seth up, pulls the tights. 1, 2, 3. That was it. What did you guys think about the ending?
I liked it. I was okay with it. I'm always, whenever a roll up happens, I always like, roll up. But yeah, I don't know. It worked this way. It pretty much put payback. Like, Rollins tries and rolls him up with a handful of tights, and Rhodes just reverses it and does the same thing that Rollins tried to do.
The heel.
Rollins off. It continues. It gives a anger to continue on to the next part of this feud.
The heel gets his comeuppance in a very kind of micro moment.
Right.
He tried to cheat, and he got his comeuppance.
The only thing I don't care for is right now, and I didn't count, or I haven't counted yet. But at least like Mania and Backlash so far, the amount of crossroads that are being attempted or hit is a little too high for my liking.
2. He did 2. He attempted 4. He did 2.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's a lot.
Well, it's also trying to make Seth look good, and so Seth is he's a beast. It hasn't always been consistent with Seth, but you know how WWE treats him, how he loses. But with Cody, like Cody's giving Seth respect, man. So
I wish
yeah,
they would use the Cody Cutter as an actual finish instead of just a spot in the match.
I think he only hit one, right? I think he hit
Right,
one
but
Cody Cutter.
to me that should be a finish. Like if you're gonna use the RKO as a finish, then the Cody Cutter should be a finish.
Oh, that makes sense. Um, that was Cody gets a spinning power slam. That's when he reversed it on Seth. Clotheslines Rollins over the top. Jumps on the top rope, dives outside and misses. Rollins rolls in, tries to dive himself, but gets caught by Cody. Cody ducks the day's clotheslines, jumps off the rope, and does the Cody Cutter. I wrote Seth took that Cody Cutter perfectly. That's when I started thinking that after the Cody Cutter, I'm like, damn, man, they work so well together.
That's a great. I mean, that's ring awareness right there.
It,
Seth being in the right spot. He knows where to be when he needs to be. And as you mentioned earlier, he might have to stop selling in order to get to the spot that Cody Cutter is. I'm not a huge fan of the Cody Cutter. Sometimes I guess really it just depends on pretty much like how well it's done.
um,
It just I don't know, like it just seems like a weird angle to come back to come back off the ropes like that into a cutter. It's more awkward for me to see the person taking it
what's
and seeing the guy come at you, but then still falling forward.
Right. Sometimes it just feels like it's awkward and takes too long to set up.
Yeah, I mean, and RKO can do it sometimes, but
our RKO was like, hey, let me do a diamond cutter, just faster, and let me not do like it was better than a stunner. Can be done like immediately, and yeah, it's like
most of the time it's out of nowhere. So
yeah,
Nowhere.
it is out of nowhere.
but the thing is though with the RKO, like you have that, you have Orton turning his body and like wrapping his arm around the guy's head and then falling down instead of the body coming straight at their fate. No, that's just a weird. It's just a weird angle of taking a cutter. Um. So yeah, I don't know.
Well,
That
maybe he doesn't need like all those moves. Maybe he doesn't need the Cody Cutter because he's got the disaster kick. He's got the crossroads. What else does he have? He has that superplex. I felt like he was like he's just like he's got a whole bunch of what sound like finishing maneuvers.
No one else does it. So it is unique.
Well, it is. It's like I'm gonna jump off the rope into an RKO.
But is that like it's just a matter of who takes it and how well they do
Yeah.
receiving it, making it look good. That's my only. But as far as the crossroads being attempted, a lot of times I feel like it might be a little too much sometimes. But we'll see how it goes. The more big time matches he has.
Well, I mean, Cody kicked out of a pedigree.
I think that was the only finisher that Rollins did. He didn't do a curb stomp, I don't think.
No. It's
And
just
he did the buckle bomb, but
yeah. He did the buckle bomb. I'm upset at buckle bombs. After what happened to Sting, I'm like, no fucking buckle bombs. No buckle bombs.
gotta be young enough to take them. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, it's this was like I texted you right after the match and I was like, "Oh wow." That was a fun match, man. I was in it all the way through. The super kick was really the only thing that really bothered me. And pretty much everything we talked about was really nitpicky.
Mm.
You know, it's like, otherwise it was just a great match. 5 toilet paper rolls, move on. It was fun, man. It was a fun match, and that's the match I fucking missed. So imagine my fucking surprise, because I'm not used to good matches outside their last match at WrestleMania. I'm not really used to anything that's that entertaining to me lately. Backyard wrestling was way more fun than anything WWE has put together last, I don't know, year. I don't know, maybe more. And this was fucking awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. I wish they would have just taken just a little bit, like Cody would have slowed down just a little bit. But then I also have an issue with super kicks. But I'm gonna go with 5 toilet paper rolls for this. I'm going full 5 TP. It was a fantastic match.
I'll match you there.
Oh fuck, we got a
I'll
5
match it.
5 TP. What about you,
Yeah.
No BS?
I would agree.
Wow. Okay, so we got we'll add No BS's TPs. So it's 15 out of 15.
All the
pretty good.
TP.
All the TP. This was a lot of shit. This was the shit.
It's just nice to be able to start off on a good note. I mean, WWE is pretty good with starting off with a solid first matches.
Well, this one was so solid that when you sat, it was so solid that it pushed your ass off the fucking toilet. That's how solid this shit was.
Okay, so this match was 20 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's pretty solid.
And it was pretty high paced, so
Yeah.
fast paced, high paced. They've been smoking some weed. It's a great match, man. Nitpicking on the super kick. He brought some.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, Max Shaw's gonna say something about it.
Yep.
Max Shaw's feeling some type of way right now.
Because I just remember sitting there when Seth gave Cody a super kick, and I was like, all right, Seth needs to open up a school for super kicks, and all these young bucks and the Usos. It's like a must attend. Like it's. Go ahead.
He's got a wrestling school.
Well, there you
Just
go.
need to go to it.
Yeah, but specifically a super kick school. And Cody sold it like a super kick. I was surprised because Cody came from AEW. Well, technically he was a WWE, AEW, and back to WWE. But he sold that super kick, man. He was selling it 40 seconds solid. And I was like, well, there you go. That makes fucking sense. It was actually a 2 count, I believe. Kicked him. It was a 2 count, and then he sold it for 40 seconds. And then Cody does it, and it's like 10 seconds. And that's me being generous. It was really 8 seconds of selling and like another 2 seconds of climbing the top rope as Seth was getting up. And that bothered me. That was like, come on, Cody.
I think another way to look at that is, Cody came up through WWE only, and Seth coming through the indies first. It's a very indie thing to not sell the super kick very long.
Well, there you go. I would think Seth would know that. I think Seth would know how to sell a super kick because he took his sweet ass time. Excuse me. He took his sweet ass time when he super kicked Cody. I know he's a heel, but that's a smart thing to do. Let him sell it. You know? It was a high-paced match, and I know they both wanted it, and I have some more bitching to do with Charlotte and jeez. Sorry, guys. And Ronda Rousey on that similar point. But overall, man, this was a great fucking match. It was like, I just remember watching it. I remember sitting there, and for some reason, I remembered Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. Their 1 hour Iron Man match. I don't know why I remember that, but like the atmosphere, it just reminded me of kind of like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels wrestling. So it was super fucking awesome to see that type of match in WWE. So they got perfect grades from me, perfect grades from Big D, perfect grades from No BS. It's going to take a long time to clean up this shit.
Don't worry, it didn't take too long. With our next match.
Oh, well, okay, first of all, I just want to say that, have you noticed there was a point after, I forget what Cody did to Seth. It might have been a superplex, and Seth literally landed on one side, and you can see, so they were both kind of like, they were not next to each other, but they were both laying on their sides, and Cody reached in and pulled Seth's tights up. I don't know if you guys noticed that part of the match.
No.
Because they cut from it quickly, and I was like, wait, did he just pull his tights up? I wonder if like Seth's ass crack was showing and he pulled his tights up. It was just weird because Cody literally reached where Seth's crack would be with his hands. And I'm like, what the? Wow. And, you know, at the end of the match, Seth was in shock. This is not how it's supposed to be. Seth was pissed. He got his comeuppance. He tried to cheat. On that pin, though, like, I mean, Cody didn't really pull his tights. Because if he pulled his tights, like, for real pull his tights, there would be another like, leak of Seth's. So, I don't know. That was a little bit, I just bought it. It's like suspension of disbelief, whatever. But I just remember that part. It's like, he was just, like, holding on to his tights, kind of. Because there wasn't really far he could. So we had crack alert, but Cody handled it like a pro. But it was awesome to see that, like, comeuppance on a roll-up. Because, you know, I hear a lot about the roll-up. Big D doesn't like the roll-up.
If it's done okay, but if it's done alright in a good way, I'm okay with it. But it's like those roll-ups where, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense and just pisses you off. Those are the ones I don't like.
Well, this one had a story kind of behind it. No pun
Right.
intended.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Rollins tried to do it, got reversed, and
Comeuppance, man, that's classic. The heel gets his comeuppance. Yeah. So Cody's on his way. I'm so fucking excited that Cody is in WWE, and he's lifting them up right now for real, man. And Seth is like, I never had so much respect for Seth than after I watched these two matches with Cody.
Yeah.
Any last words? Our advocate.
Yep.
All right. 15 out of 15 toilet paper rolls. Clean up on aisle 2.